For this video, I actually got to sit down and chat with the creator, Jeff, and have my own personalized lesson on this software, which is not something you get often. And wow, do I wish I had that with Ableton. But what Jeff has created here is amazing, so let's take a look. The software is called Caedence, C-A-E-D-E-N-C-E. And the premise is basically to create an accessible backing track player that is as powerful as Ableton without any of the software download. So it's all within a browser. And the great thing about this, as you'll see in a second, is that the features of it are ridiculous. So when you get an account, when you log in, it will look like this. I'm gonna launch. Surprises me every single time. But you get these demo songs. And as a quick heads up, I'm not sponsored for this video. Jeff very kindly got in touch and said, hey, I'm building this, what do you think about it? And I was like, I think this is amazing. And then I offered to create a video, and then this has been months in the making. And it's one of those things where he hasn't paid me to do any of this. I just think software that's amazing should get recognition. But anyway, let me show you a demo song so you can see all the features, and then I will build a backing track with you so you can do it too. So let's choose House of the Rising Sun, and we get all of this info here and all of this control. In this case, there are actually 3 tracks: House of the Rising Sun, Rock and Robin, and then my demo YouTube song, which I'll show you in a second. But for now, we're just gonna play this song, and then you get all of this, and this is the main hub of Caedence. And it's pretty amazing that Jeff and his small team actually built all of this. Again, in a browser, which I just can't get over. So straight away, you've got all of your normal DAW controls. So your play, rewind, forward buttons up here, song title, BPM, key, and which bar and beat you're on. And then you've got the mixer over here, which again, I'll get to in a second. Then down below is where it gets really interesting. So this demo is a great example of what it can do. So not only is it a backing track player, as you can see here, so here's all of your normal audio split out. You've then got things like lyrics and chords and the form. But if I hit play, great song, I'll open up the chords. And now you have a chord chart. Wild. Let's open the lyrics. Wait for it. Scrolling lyrics. That's just ridiculous. But not only that, you can have MIDI, which yes, you can have MIDI input and output. So for this demo, Jeff actually showed me this going to, I can't remember what he was using. It might have been Ableton. Jeff, when you're watching this, I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly the software you were using. But for this example, that could go to main stage where you've got software instruments. Pretty much anywhere that accepts MIDI input for your instrument, you can send this to. Again, from the browser. And then lastly, you've got things like scores underneath. So if I hit play, we've now got a bass chart. And now I might be thinking, that clicks really loud. Let me go to the mixer and turn it down. Amazing. Do I want no vocals? Goodbye. You have all of the control of a DAW in a browser. Have I said that enough? I might have said that enough. But anyway, it blew my mind when Jeff first showed me this. And then in the mixer, you can do different things like obviously mute, solo, pan, change the level. You've got the different buses down here, which correspond to the output. So if I open up the buses panel, you've got all the buses here and all the different outputs. And it's just amazing, because once you connect this to something like the Focusrite 18020, suddenly you've got the same output control that you would in Ableton or Logic in a software that's on a browser. And the best bit, it's on a browser. So you can actually share this link with your band. So let's say you've got lyrics at the front of the stage. You can pull this menu down. You've got all your lyrics here, which are editable, by the way. And you can put member visible. So basically when someone logs on to your link, you as the band leader, as a musical director, can control what they see. So the lyrics, great, I can put that at the front of the stage and the vocalists have lyrics. Maybe like we've got down here, the bass player, cool, I'm gonna make that member visible to the bass. But maybe I don't want the bass MIDI to be member visible, so I can just, obviously that was turned off there, but we just turn it off and now members can't see it, but I can as a musical director. Little things like that, which you can't actually get in Ableton, is amazing. So there's a quick overview of the features. I highly recommend checking out the website because there's so many more, but let's build our own backing track within this software because it really is great. So I'm gonna click up here to this little burger menu, and then I'm just gonna open up demo YouTube song. And I've only done this because of like importing audio just to save time, but I'll show you in a second. Now, I've named it demo YouTube song, but we can rename it there. I can't remember the key or the tempo or things. Oh, no, I did. Oh, look at that. Yeah, there's my email if you want it, info@drumelectric.co.uk. I'm very open with what my email is. Or go to drumelectric.co.uk and there's a contact form, and it's pretty great. But anyway, you should check that out. But for now, we'll keep this as simple as possible. So play this song, and as you can see, here's the imported audio. If I just click here and click play, this is what it sounds like.
1, 2, 3, 4.
If you've seen any of my backing track videos, this is a very familiar song. So for you, it will be the same thing of let's add a track. You get all of these track types, but we're gonna go audio, okay, you get this audio track, then we can click and rename it to something like test track for this example. And then I can actually double click on the track, double click in here, hit browse, and that's where I can choose my audio file. That's all I did to put these audio files in here already. This is also great because you can zoom in and then you can actually see the waveforms. So if they're not quite in time with each other, you can shift them about, and it's just so great. So you heard the count in and there's no click, as you can see. I've just got bass, drums, and instruments. And the click is because it's count off options up here. Right now I've got the click as an 8th note, but if I wanted it as a quarter note, it's right there.
1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4.
That's disgusting. Maybe not a triplet, maybe I don't hate my bandmates enough. But if I was sharing this with the band, for example, I'd make sure all of these audio tracks are member visible off, and that's because when someone logs into this, I don't need them to see the audio, you know what I mean? For lyrics, to create them, you can just double click in here, there's a block, you double click on the block, and then you can just go, this is a lyric. Hit OK, and now when I start the track,
1, 2, 3, 4.
obviously you'll see nothing, and then this is a lyric. And it's gone because I only made the block that long. But I could just easily extend it to about there, and now I've done it. And you do that with all of your lyrics, and it's things like you double click, and in there, obviously, use Shift and enter return for line breaks. So this is a lyric, this is the second line, this is the third, and so on. And when you've done that, obviously when we hit play,
1, 2, 3, 4.
you get all of them. And it's great because it's so customizable and how you can extend and do that sort of stuff. And it's so great. And then same thing with chords as well. You've got all of your chord charts where C, sharp, sharp. Nailed it. And again, you've heard this intro 1,000 times, so I'm just going to move the block. Let's go closer because that's a lot easier.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That didn't actually work. That might have been user error. I think that was me. That was me. I don't do chords often. So anyway. Now there is a feature in here, something about this text that as I'm recording this, I forgot to write it down, but I remember the feature where you can put your own personal notes in as well throughout the song. So if you're like me and you're depping on a gig, you can actually put in your own notes throughout it and no other band member can see it except you on here. It just gets ridiculous. The fact that this is, did I mention it's on a browser? On a browser is crazy to me. I didn't realize how powerful you could essentially make a website, which is incredible. Now with this, I would also do little things like add a track. Let's go MIDI, and then it will be like song 1. What I would do is create a MIDI file, input it here, and then that would be, say, my SPD SX program change. And that would basically mean that I could put my SPD SX, plug it in here, and every time a new song pops up, it would send a program change to my SPD SX, and it would automatically change the patch on there. And it just gets crazy. And you might have seen there that if you add track, yes, you can have video and images as well. So let's say you've got backing tracks, there might be a demo project. Yes, okay, so picture the scene, you're on stage. Let's say you've got backing tracks, the whole band have logged in on their iPads and they can see all the chord charts and you're the musical director, terrifying. But you also want video as well. No problem, because what you can do, you can have images as well. So I would then hook that up to a laptop, for example, with a HDMI output, and then that's got the screen, and then you've got your whole live setup done. Crazy piece of software, highly recommend checking it out. It can do so much more than I've also mentioned as well, and I've mentioned a lot, but thanks Jeff for getting in touch. If you're interested in supporting the channel, drumelectric.co.uk is where you can find everything. Thanks for watching.